Spider-Man, The Odyssey, Dune 3. These aren't some small-time movies. These are the movies audiences have been waiting years for. And there's one thing all three have in common: Zendaya. In 2026, Zendaya has already delivered massive films like Spider-Man Brand New Day and The Odyssey. And the craziest part? This is only the beginning, because her next major film is going head-to-head with Avengers Doomsday. Look at the peaks of actresses like Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson, or any other top actress. Being part of this many massive franchises in a single year was rare even for them. But with Zendaya, Hollywood is playing a completely different game. Is Zendaya genuinely this talented? Or is Hollywood really forcing her into every major franchise? Let's break down the unstoppable strategy behind Zendaya's Hollywood dominance. In 1996, Zendaya was born in Oakland, California to Claire Stormer and Kazembe Ajamu Coleman, both educators. Her mother was an elementary school teacher, but she also worked as a house manager at the California Shakespeare Theater to supplement the family's income, and Zendaya spent time around the theater. By 8, she was performing with the dance troupe Future Shock Oakland and learning Hawaiian hula. She later attended the Oakland School for the Arts and began acting in local theater. Then, as a teenager, she made the decision to take acting seriously. She moved to Los Angeles with her father while her mother stayed in Oakland to continue teaching, and LA didn't immediately hand her a movie career. She started with commercials, small appearances, and dance work, including a Sears commercial alongside Selena Gomez. Then came Disney. In 2009, Zendaya auditioned for Shake It Up, hoping to land the role of Cece Jones, but she didn't get it. Bella Thorne did. Instead, Disney cast Zendaya as Rocky Blue, and that rejection accidentally created her first major opportunity. Shake It Up premiered in 2010 to about 6.2 million viewers, turning Zendaya into a recognizable Disney star. But here's what separated her from many performers who came out of that system. She didn't seem interested in staying there. After Shake It Up, she explored music and competed on Dancing with the Stars. Then came KC Undercover. This time, she became a co-producer and pushed for a character who was intelligent, awkward, athletic, and martial arts trained. A spy rather than another stereotypical Disney pop star. Then her image started changing outside television. Fashion became part of her public identity. Her 2015 Oscars appearance became a major fashion moment, and she increasingly looked less like a Disney kid and more like someone who understood exactly how she wanted to be perceived. And then came Spider-Man. Zendaya auditioned for Spider-Man Homecoming, and she got the role. In 2017, Zendaya entered the Marvel Universe as Michelle Jones, later known as MJ. The role itself was relatively small in Homecoming, but the opportunity was enormous. Spider-Man Homecoming eventually made around $881 million worldwide. Zendaya now had something Disney couldn't give her: global franchise credibility. Although, technically Disney owns Marvel too, so maybe Disney did give it to her, just through a different department. But she still needed to prove she could exist outside a franchise, and that's where her next decision became crucial. In 2017, she appeared in The Greatest Showman, performing alongside Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. It wasn't a dramatic reinvention, but it demonstrated that she could handle singing, dancing, romance, and a major studio musical. Then came the real gamble: Euphoria. In 2019, Zendaya became Rue Bennett, a teenager struggling with addiction, trauma, relapse, and self-destruction. This was almost the complete opposite of her Disney image, and that contrast was the point. Zendaya wasn't trying to prove she could play another version of herself. She was trying to prove that the Disney label no longer defined her. The gamble worked. In 2020, at just 24, Zendaya won the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series, becoming the youngest winner of that category at the time. In 2021, she appeared in 2 completely different franchises. One was Spider-Man: No Way Home. The other was Denis Villeneuve's Dune. But Dune was a different kind of opportunity. Zendaya played Chani, and although her screen time in the first film was limited, the casting put her inside one of Hollywood's most ambitious science fiction projects. No Way Home became a phenomenon, eventually earning around $1.9 billion worldwide. Well, Spider-Man making that kind of money was expected. But Dune? Dune went on to make over $1.1 billion worldwide too. Then came Dune Part 2 in 2024. This time, Chani wasn't in the background. Her relationship with Paul, the distrust, the anger, the conflict, all of it became a major part of the story's emotional stakes. Zendaya finally got a proper chance to show her range. Her chemistry with Timothée Chalamet also became an important part of the film's emotional core. Zendaya wasn't just Dune's recognizable face anymore. She was one of the people carrying the movie emotionally. And that same year came another movie, Challengers. Zendaya herself was the central face of the movie, and not just as the actress. She was also a producer. Her role as Tashi shifted her from teenage characters into a proper adult movie star phase, and that producer credit mattered too. Zendaya wasn't just accepting roles anymore, she was helping build the projects herself. Challengers earned roughly $96 million worldwide, but the bigger achievement went beyond the box office. Zendaya had proven that she could be the central attraction of a theatrical movie. Then comes 2026, and this is a year Zendaya is going to remember for a lifetime. On one side is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, and Zendaya. A massive cast, huge theatrical scale, and one of the biggest filmmaker brands in Hollywood. And despite being pretty controversial, the movie ends up being a big success anyway. But right after that came Spider-Man, Brand New Day. After No Way Home, audiences were especially excited to see MJ again, because the biggest question was, what happens to Peter and MJ's relationship? The Peter-MJ chemistry became a major draw for the movie, and the results were massive. Brand New Day pulled in around $927 million worldwide in its first week alone. And now Zendaya's next biggest project of the year is already coming, Dune Part 3, which is set to go head-to-head with Avengers Doomsday. And now we get to our main question. Why do Hollywood's biggest franchises keep choosing Zendaya again and again? The simple answer? Luck, timing, and talent. Zendaya is a genuinely good actress who takes her craft seriously, but it's also true that projects like Dune, Spider-Man, or a Nolan film don't become massive purely because of Zendaya's name. If Zendaya wasn't in Spider-Man Homecoming or Far From Home, audiences would still have shown up for Spider-Man. And Dune's success was also mainly driven by its world, Denis Villeneuve's vision, and its massive cast. But Zendaya's real talent is this. Every time Hollywood gave her a big opportunity, she never wasted it. From Disney to Euphoria, Spider-Man, and Dune, every project made her range and credibility stronger. And yes, her relationship with Tom Holland definitely amplified Zendaya's brand, but it didn't create it. So that's it for this video, and if you want to know who actually owns Spider-Man, go check out that video. And until then, bye!